Is slow drifting more fun than Fast in Assetto Corsa? Recently I made a community post asking whether you guys prefer slow drifting or fast drifting. The response was actually very one-sided, as 82% of people preferred to slow drift and only a small 18% actually preferred to do a high-speed drift. Now I personally prefer slow drifting, but there are a few reasons for that. For example, high-speed drifting online generally becomes a bit of a mess. You end up with players who can't work out the speed that they need to come into a corner and end up clearing you or the train off the track. The risks are a lot higher and the rewards are a lot greater too, in my opinion. Now, high-speed drifting is actually really fun, but only when it goes right. The problems usually end up when you're playing a game with other players. If you have another player who knows how to high-speed drift really well, then it really does look incredible. To see people tandeming at high speeds, however, the high-speed drifting feels as if you can only have a few people with you at a time before things get messy. With slow drifting, you can generally hop into and out of a train and you'll have a good time. People will still mess up, but the chances of catching up and recovering are a lot easier than if you was to crash when you're sending it at a high speed. The risks are a lot lower when drifting slow, but you can also have some really good rewarding moments too. The more time we spend drifting, the more we develop our style of drifting. For example, I've recently been drifting a lot on Assetto Corsa, and I absolutely love trying to get reverse entries. There is something about the way you send your car into a corner whilst facing backwards. It feels as if you shouldn't be able to do that, but it looks super good when done right. Now, this may not be the best example, but for instance, you could be much more into high-speed drifting, but your angles are a lot lower as you're keeping as much speed as possible. Whereas some people who will go slow love to get huge angles, and that is why they are drifting slow, because the angle is so wide that you can't gather your speed. Now, if you wanted to go slow, you could also do it smoothly and keep one pace, a set mile or set limit around that area, and you keep from like 30 to 40, anywhere in between that. You keep that speed and you don't even use your brakes. It almost as if it's like a fluid movement. It's very smooth and crisp and looks super good. I mean, this all really does come down to your personal preference and how you enjoy spending your time drifting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys prefer and see if it is really all about slow drifting, or if people actually do really like fast drifting. They just prefer slow drifting on video games as it is a lot easier to do online than fast drifting.